welcome back to A Piece of Cake. It's your girl Cherie, Cali Caviar. Make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Twitter is going to be Cali Caviar 7. Make sure you like, subscribe, hit that bell button. Let me know what you think of this video. Drop an emoji. Let me know, guys. So today we're here to talk about an international matter. Now, this story has sensitive information, has sensitive content. Also, it's on ongoing investigation since 2018. It's very detailed due to credibility, not mine, but for the fact of for what we're talking about today. So please, guys, bear with me. And it got a lot of twists and turns. It really sounds like some shit of Hollywood, but yes, let's get to it. So today we are here to talk about Princess Latifa. Now that's who I have here on my board. She is currently missing. Princess Latifa is the daughter of Dubai, of the ruler of Dubai. So her full name is Princess Sheikh Latif bint Mohammed Al Maktoum, and she is the daughter of the 71-year-old multi-billionaire Sheikh Mohammed bin Al Rashid Maktoum. Now he's not only the ruler of Dubai, guys. He actually is the vice president / prime minister of United Arab Emirates, or the UAE. He's also basically the owner of Gaddafi Stable, which is a global thoroughbred breeding operation, a horse racing team. Team Gaddafi spans across 4 continents: Dubai, Europe, Australia, Japan, and America. Also, guys, in conjunction to that, he is a stakeholder in the Emirates Airline, which is one of the world's largest airlines. And he also belongs to the Emirates Group. Now, guys, I do have a picture of him. Let me show you what this man looks like so you can get a better visual of him. So, this is him right here. This is Princess Latifa, and this is her father. Okay? This is the owner of Dubai. Okay, guys? This is who I'm talking about. So, like I said, not only is he the vice president of the UAE and the prime minister, he has his hands in the airline industry. He also has his hands in the raceway. He also is in the Emirates Group. That's a subsidiary of the Dubai's government. Also, just investments all throughout Dubai, the corporations, everything, guys. So, according to Forbes, with their statistics, he's worth $4 billion. Now they're saying $4 to $5 billion. He's been the leader of Dubai in 2006. So he's been he's been about his motherfucking Benjamins. Okay, so yes. But with that being said, his daughter is missing. Okay. She's missing. Now, she has been missing since 2018, okay? And its story goes like this. It states that, report states she was abducted off of the out of the Indian Ocean. She was abducted by Indian Special Forces, okay? This is in international waters. What's even more crazy is the reports state that these Indian National Special Forces were sent in by her father, okay? This was so he could stop her from basically leaving Dubai, okay? Now, this beautiful city, this beautiful world where all these celebrities go to every year, everybody wants to go see it. Everybody wants to take these pictures there, saying they've been to Dubai, they've worked in Dubai. She wants to leave Dubai. Obviously, something's wrong. Obviously, something going on, especially since her dad owns this motherfucker. It's a problem. So she made an escape plan, which she had planned for years, and literally she wanted to leave because she wanted to come to the United States so she can have asylum. But like I said, they said that the special forces came in on the boat, got her, and took her back home to Dubai. A month later, after this abduction happened, it was videos releasing saying that Princess Latifa was saying she was being held hostage by her dad. that literally that she was in her home villa. They made her home villa into a prison, and she was in there, and she's in there, and she's still in there to the day, guys. If she's still alive, that's what we're getting at. So bear with me with all this information because it is a lot. So the United Nations, they have been in this since 2018, trying to ask for proof of life, trying to figure out what's going on. The only thing they got was that video release, and it's a whole thing that goes down. Now, this is not the first time though that Princess Latifa has tried to escape. Not even her as a family member. Her sisters tried to escape, and as well as her now soon to be ex stepmother. She's fled. So with that, I'm gonna give you a little bit of background of how we got from here to there to now. So Princess Latifa, she was born on December 5th, 1985. She has 29 brothers and sisters. So this man got 30 motherfucking children. And literally, she has two half sisters. Now, one sister, Latifa, is older than her, and one is younger than her. She has two sisters that have the same. Well, she has two half sisters that have the same name, Miriam and also with her mom, it's Mita, Shamsa, and Majib. So those are her brothers and sisters. Now, from birth, things were kind of already fucked up, if you just ask me straight out. But from her story and her video accounts, where she claims, she literally did not know that she was not her mom's child. So what happened was, when she was born, her dad's sister wanted her. So her dad's sister was like, "Oh, I want that baby, let me have it." So her mom was like, "No," and they was like, "Yeah." She was like, "No," but they ended up having to give her the baby. So she ended up going to live with her aunt. So then her dad ended up having another baby with her mom, which was her little brother Majid, and she just voluntarily gave the baby to her because she didn't want Princess Latifa by herself. So when it got time for them, he was 3 months, but when it got to the point to when I think she was about 10. She found out her mom was her aunt and her aunt was her mom type deal. So it was like, ugh. She even talked about how she used to go to the palace once a year because she didn't think nothing about it, because she would only go to the palace once a year and sleep and see her mom, or they wouldn't even sleep over there. They would just go over there for the family visits. I don't know what the fuck they were doing, but they would just go once a year and they'll come back out. So no, she didn't know that was her mom. And it's kind of weird because it made this attachment issues later on between her and her mom. Anyway, we'll talk about that later. But yes, so she thought her world was shattered, and she ended up going back living with her mom at the palace because her sister Shamsa, I'm gonna show you a picture of her. She literally begged for them to come back, and so she always felt like her sister Princess Shamsa was always her. Like a real mother to her, who always loved her very much, who cared for her. They were close. She just always felt like Shamsa was, something there for her. Let me get you a picture of Shamsa. So with that being said, she goes back to the palace. So Shamsa, though, she actually turns 19. Okay, so Princess Latifa is 14 at this time because she found out she whatever, and now she's back at home. This is her older sister Shamsa. So literally, when this young woman was 19 and Princess Latifa was 14, she decided she wanted to leave. Okay, she had enough of her father's shit. She said, "Look, I'm out of here. Y'all can have the shit." But really, she wanted to leave because she wanted to get more educated. She wanted to leave under Dubai, and she wanted to be more educated. And basically, her dad said, "No, you can't go." So she was like, "No, I'm gonna go ahead and go." So she ended up 19 running away. She ended up running away. Her sister talks about the whole story about what happened, that what she did, how she did it, and all this other stuff. But it's all in the video, you guys. You guys gotta go watch these videos. But Princess Shamsa escaped, because she wasn't being able allowed to be educated. So in July of 2000, the family goes to Surrey on a family vacation, and that's when Princess Shamsa said, "Fuck y'all, I'm finna go," and she leaves, right? And she escaped. So it was a really emotional 2 months because she was only gone for 2 months. They found her. What happened was Princess Latifa said they was happy that she was gone. She was happy to get her freedom, but she was scared for her because her dad did not want her to leave. Her dad was like, "No, you can't go nowhere." So her sister was contacting some of her old friends and was like, "Oh, I'm out here in the real world. I'm living free, blah blah blah." And so, her friend was like, "Well, be safe. Make sure that you do what you need to do." But mind you, this girl's 19, never have been out on her own. So her other sister, Princess Latifa, they was able to talk to her and back and forth. But long story short, her dad ended up tapping her friend's phone. They bribed her with a Rolex. Well, she didn't take the Rolex. They was trying to bribe her with a Rolex. But they ended up taking her friend's phone, literally tapped the phone, found her location, and her friend told her, "Stop calling me because your dad is looking for you," and he tapped my phone, found her location, and basically kidnapped her in broad daylight as well. He claims that he went ahead and had a search party set up, but he didn't tell the police. He just launched his own search party. He was like, "Oh, I'll just go get her myself." What ended up happening was the Princess Shamsa got caught, and they tracked her down and abducted her on the streets of Cambridge. It was a real bad situation. They explained how in video testimonies it was explained that the princess was transported through France on a private plane. She was tranquilized, she was drugged, and she was sent back to Dubai. Nobody basically was checking to see, on private airplanes, see, what type of package it was, but she was smuggled back in, from my understanding. That's what the story is. That she was smuggled back in. Once she got back to Dubai, she was thrown in prison by her father for 8 years and was beaten and tortured. It is even a letter that Princess Latifa wrote about because she wanted them to open up their investigation, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But literally, for 8 years, every day, beaten and tortured. And this is his daughter. They threw cans at her feet because she ran away. They literally cut the lights on and off on her. She didn't know what day it was. Just beat the hell out of this girl. Stuffed her with pills, all that. And so it was just a real bad ordeal. So while all this was going on, though, Latifa turned 16. Okay, so Shamsa just actually, 2 years into prison. So Latifa turned 16. Okay. And so she said, "You know what? I can't deal with my father, can't deal with this mess. I'm leaving too." And so she said, "Well, even if I can't leave, I'm going to go be with my sister because at least my sister will know why we left and what's going on. To remind her it's okay. I'm here with her and we're going to go ahead and fight through this together." So she makes this plan, 16-year-old, trying to go to the border of the UAE, trying to cross at Oman, never had the internet. The internet was there, but they weren't allowed to use the internet, so she didn't know what the border would look like. She thought she could just cross it like an imaginary line. No, they had people there, all this stuff. She talks about that she literally ran away and that they caught her at the border. Now, she was 16. Then when she got caught, her dad put her in prison over the course of 3 years and 4 months. Okay. She also states she was beaten every day. She was tortured every day. Harassed. None of them said anything about a rape allegations or anything for being with that, but who knows? I don't put nothing past nothing over there, and I hate to hear that. But she said she was beaten every day. Like, she talks about how they would come in the middle of the night, pull her out of her bed, and like she barely had a cot to sleep on anyway, and they'll pull her out of her bed, beat her, throw her. She had PTSD. She also talks about how she couldn't even walk sometimes. She would literally crawl from her, when they would throw her back in her room, she would crawl and have to crawl to her sink to get water. She said she would even try to keep herself clean, but because of the beatings and there was no sanitary, she pissed shit, everything was everywhere. And she said it was just disgusting. She tried to keep herself clean and she couldn't because they was beating her every day, torturing her, all types of horrific things. This was just horrific for a 16-year-old to go through. They also threw cans at her feet as well. So this stops. So this went on until, of course, like I said, 3 years later. So when she got released from prison, Princess Latifa tried to live a regular life. Now, mind you, her sister's still up in the prison because she was in there for 8 years. This is, going on. So by that time, now she did say when she was in there, she did see her sister. And that's how she was able to determine that her sister did lose her light in her life that she had in her, because their cousin, they have a cousin who talk about how cheeky Shamsa was, how fun she was, all this. But she talked about how like her light was dim because she couldn't go nowhere. It was people, psychiatrists, everybody around her. Shamsa couldn't even go to the bathroom by herself because her dad had it so airtight to where they could not do anything. Okay, guys, it was like really bad. So she said when she was able to get out, she started doing horseback riding, which of course, with her dad, with the raceway. She did capoeira, which is a Brazilian martial art, and she also loved to skydive. With capoeira, she met her best friend, Tina, and that's, because Tina was the one that taught her this Brazilian martial arts, and she was just trying to live her normal life. But it didn't last because literally her father's burying was still too much for her. So she devised a whole nother plan and decides she wants to escape again. So her friend Tina decides to help her. She goes to her and says, "Can you help me?" And she tells her, "Yes, I would love to help you." So her and Tina, I have a picture of her and Tina. Her and Tina literally make this elaborate plan. So first they were gonna like swim under the ocean and do all this crazy James Bond shit, but they ended up doing half of James Bond. But they ended up coming up in an escape plan in 2010. Now involved a French spy and a personal trainer. So hey, get that. Literally what they did was they took jet skis from out of Oman, and went and met the French spy. Okay, he's an ex-French spy. Okay, and he met them off the coast, he met them in the middle of the ocean, off in his yacht that he owns. Now, I'm telling you this because this is very important. This was his yacht with an American flag on it. Okay, and they, like I said, they took the jet skis. They met him all the way out in part of the ocean where they were supposed to meet him. And his name is Jean-Pierre Javert, and he's a former French spy, but he's a French American. So he met Tina and Latifa around 7 p.m. on February 24th, 2018, and over the next 8 days, they're out in the ocean. Okay, they're out in the ocean, and they're booking to freedom. But mind you, these two ladies are still texting, and other crew members, I want to say, because there's a personal trainer involved. I'll show you him. They literally texting people. I think the personal trainer was the one when they said he helped her. But this is him, guys. I just want to show you him. I just want to be showing you him. But yeah, that's him. His personal trainer. So anyway, they get on the boat, and like I said, they've been in the ocean for 8 days, but they're texting people, and the signal gets coordinated, okay? The signal gets coordinated, and this is the actual picture of the French spy, of the former French spy. Ooh la la, that's him. That's it. And he's the one that helps them. But yeah, so that's how they got coordinated. So of course her dad has all this government power and all this money and stuff. He owns shit. He actually was able to transmit and figure out, like he did her sister, where they were located. So they talk about how this boat just started shadowing them, just started gaining on them. They talk about how helicopters and planes were flying over, and that they was basically probably trying to assess the situation to see if those people were actually them, if that's where the signal was. So, ended up him, they ended up, him, and let me go back to her and Tina, because actually her and Tina picture of them actually on the way to the getaway. That's them. So, literally, the boat gets up on them, and the boat gets to them. Okay. So now after this is now on March 4th. Now this is March 4th, 2018. And let me read this. They're about 30 miles off the Indian coast, and they're on the yacht. Okay. And the special forces literally board the yacht. They got smoke grenades, gas, gunfire, everything. So Tina and Latifa tried to hide. So they run downstairs. They're trying to hide. You're not going to run nowhere on the boat. I don't know where, whatever. But they tried to hide. And literally, they came. The special forces came, got them, brought them above deck, had everybody hog-tied. Everybody. They were trying to identify Latifa. They identified Latifa, and then it just went from hell from there. Latifa literally starts fighting for her life. She tells them that she actually would rather get shot like a damn dead dog before she lets them take her back. And she was just dragging, kicking. But what stopped her in her tracks was the fact that they were holding guns against her friends. So her and Jean-Pierre and Tina and the other crew members, they was holding guns against them, and she said she was not willing to let her friends die. So she said she stopped fighting, and they tried to tranquilize her, and shit got stupid after that. And really, the tranquilizers didn't work, so she still was just up fighting folks. So they transport her through France, like how they did her sister. They transport them through France. And then when the private jet meets them, and ended up, she said when they got to France, she was even begging everybody, military people, help me, don't let them take me back. She said people were just kind of like ignoring her. It broke her spirits. They finally ended up tranquilizing her a third time, and she ended up, I guess passing out at this time. So they ended up taking her back to Dubai. So when she got back to Dubai, they put her in her own home, which they made a prison. And of course, now we know she's getting beaten and tortured again. The issue with this is that, they took her friends as well. So when they took her back home, and they took her friends to another prison. They told them, all her friends, hey, we're going to go ahead and torture you and do the same shit to you too, because we are actually going to put charges against you guys. We're going to put extortion charges against you guys, all this other stuff. And you got to read into why they was going to put extortion charges on them, because they were going to call her dad and say, hey, she's missing $93 million for her, but shit just got fucked up. So they told them they was going to skin them alive, all type of shit. And ended up, they was like, you know what, never mind. You go ahead and sign this NDA. Y'all get y'all asses out of here. And that's exactly what happened. They got the booking. Tina, the French spy, everybody. But they underestimated, really, this fight in between all of them and the love that they have for this woman. So, ended up, Tina and all of them get to the United Nations, and they ended up texting, or they ended up calling, getting all this stuff, and they ended up texting this guy, David Haig, okay? And it ended up getting to where he is a high profile human rights lawyer, okay? His story also of why he's a lawyer and why he's a human rights lawyer is very fucked up as well. He had some issues in Dubai. He didn't start off as a human rights. He actually was he was a manager for the football club, the English League Football Club. And, basically some dishonesty happened with his business partners that he had business with, and some in business partners with Dubai. Basically, they human trafficked his ass, or the exploitation his ass. But they claimed that it was some fraud going on. So he left where he was, went to Dubai. When he got to Dubai, he was illegally obtained. He ended up stayed in prison for he was being charged. He got in prison for 22 months. They deprived him of his basic human rights. They denied him access of a translator. They denied him of food, medication. They denied him of even like pen and pencil. And he talks about how they sexually abused him. So he was sexually assaulted in prison down there. He was tortured. He also was being, and he understand, like, you know, he had it, and then come to find out, it was like, they was like, oh, okay, they found him guilty, but because of accuser didn't support evidence against him, it was just a bunch of bullshit. It got stupid. It was a bunch of bullshit to where the reports of what happened to him got ignored, and David ended up kind of like got lucky, and because it was slander against him, they put slander against him, and it got filed on Twitter. So I'm sorry, I'm like, it's a lot going on, but he received a pardon, and he ended up going home. And so after that fucked up ass experience, he's been a lawyer fighting for human rights because he doesn't want this shit to happen to people. So come to find out, when he found out this was happening to Latifa, he jumped on her case. And so he has been fighting since 2018 to help her become free. Now, he was able to sneak a phone into where she was located because what happened, Latifa literally was located on this like area in Dubai where it's a famous beach, and it's her house right there. She's in this village. She's like in this in the condos, okay? And people are walking along on the beach. Probably some of you famous people been down there, don't even know it. And she's locked up, being beaten up. She's locked up. So they was able to smuggle a phone into her, and they have been able to literally talk to her. They've been able to text her. They have been able to see if she's, you know, just fucking alive, what's going on with her. So they ended up saying, hey, let's make some videos. Let's you know, get some videos. Let's get some videos going on. Let's get some videos going on. So she starts making home videos. So within that being said, I'm going to put this up here too, because I'm going to lead into this. So she starts making home videos, and she told them, do not release these videos until, you know, nothing, you can't hear from me no more, because I'm hiding the cell phone. Nobody knows I have it in here. Nobody knows nothing. Don't release none of these videos, because I don't want them to know I have a cell phone and that I'm not, that, you know, whatever. And so she's like, if something happens to me, that's when you release it. So ended up, the United Nations getting involved in this, okay? So they end up contacting her dad. They're like, hey, shit, where your daughter at? Because we got all this shit hearing that literally you kidnapped 2 of your daughters. We got court rulings going on. England has found you guilty, which doesn't have criminal charges, but they did find him guilty for kidnapping of both of his daughters, because Latifa, before she got kidnapped this other time, the second time, she did write a letter to the British, to the Cambridge police, for them to continue to reopen up Shams's case to investigate. So this kind of spiraled into it. She's missing. His ex-wife, which I'm going to jump into with her crazy ass, she files this suit against him. And now all this mess goes on. So Sheikh is like, the owner of Dubai, he's like, oh, okay, you know, okay, let me think of some plan, okay? So he makes his wife, Princess Haya. Let me actually show her first, because let me put her in perspective, because she has dirt on her as well. But Princess Haya, literally, his wife, she is the daughter of, her dad is the king of Jordan, and now he's passed. So now her brother is the actual king of Jordan. Actually, let me get a better picture of her. Here we go, right here. Let me get a better picture of her. So now, this is his wife. This is the 71-year-old wife. She's 47 now. This is his youngest wife. But anyway, hold on. I'm gonna put all her in here too. So Shaq has his wife call one of her friends or one of their connections, and he has her call Mary. This bitch named Mary Robinson. Okay. Now, let me tell you about Mary Robinson. I go over this because I want y'all to know about this shit. This is hilarious. Okay, so she calls Mary Robinson, okay? Now, in December 2018, he's like getting all this heat about the fact that, you know, his daughter's missing. So he has Mary Robinson come over. Now, this is his wife. This is Princess Haya. And she calls Mary. Oh, again. Mary. She called Mary. And Mary is the former UN High Commissioner of Human Rights and the ex-president of the Ireland to come in the Houses of Access. So she is a high official in UN too. So he knows some people. Don't get it twisted, because he goes plays with Queen Elizabeth and all that stuff. He rubbed elbows with the high folks. But he calls her over to the house, and Princess Haya tells her, oh, you know, Princess Latifa is troubled. She's just this and that. Just come over, you know, and, you know, you'll see it for yourself. So she comes over there and she sees Princess Latifa. And so this was a ploy for the Sheikh to say, hey, this is proof of life. This woman seen her. This white woman seen her. And I need you guys to know that my daughter's alive. Mind you, he didn't know the daughter was making videos, and she talks about this incident. She talks about the fact that this bitch didn't know nothing. They was talking about vegan food and some bullshit. They didn't talk about nothing with her human rights. Her stepmother, Princess Haya, who I just showed you, tricked her, saying that she was going to talk to her about getting her out of prison and all this other stuff. So come over to the house so you can meet Mary, so Mary can help you get out your situation. And really what happened was, it was all a ploy. But Mary finds out later that she got tricked in the ploy, because she gets all this public backlash, because she at first agreed. She's like, yeah, something's wrong with Latifa. She's an unruly child. And people are like, no, what the hell are you talking about? She's not unruly. So they get all upset with her. So she gets all this backlash, right? And so then finally they're like, she's like, wait a minute. Oh my gosh. Are you serious? I'm like, no, this is not this. This picture right here, this girl is doped up. She even talks about it. Her cousin, Marcus, who used to be a woman, it used to be Fatima, now it's Marcus now, whatever. I'm just telling y'all that because when y'all see it, it's going to make perspective from the older videos, whatever. Anyway, they all talk about how she's doped up. This is not her. This doesn't even look like her. This woman is gorgeous. This woman looks like her. But they said she was doped up, and this is the time she was been released from prison. And then after this photo, they threw her back into prison because they just wanted to get the United Nations off of them so they can live whatever. But Princess Haya, the wife, the soon-to-be ex-wife, the daughter of Jordan, her brother owns Jordan. She was like, I don't know about this, because she started poking around and asking questions. And mind you, she got 2 children with this man. And she was like, you know, what's going on? You know, blah, blah, blah. She starts wondering, why was she really in there? And they're like, no, she's not unruly. So she even talks about when she even went to the prison to see Princess Latifa, how pale she was, how the girl was just crying, all this other stuff, right? So anyway, she literally, guys, she literally runs for her life. Now, this one runs away too now. She runs away too. But she talks about, and the reason why I said that was a court case, because she has to testify in court later on. But she talks about, it's just like, you know, a whole thing. So basically, the Sheikh got tired of her ass too. And he told her, he started acting crazy with her. So she ends up leaving him. So she ends up taking $56 million of his money, and she ends up taking both of his children that she has with him, and she leaves. And one reason why she left is because he was trying to sell one of the children to one of these other people that's known for killing a journalist out here in America. So, you know, that went down too. But anyway, so she leaves, and she's like, and she's the only one that's able to get away because, of course, you know, diplomatic connections. Now she's hiding over there in London. She's over there in England somewhere. She's hiding. She's in England right now, and she's scared for her life. And like I said, her husband got tired of her shit too because he's even taken helicopters and has reported that he's like threatened her. Like he had helicopters come in her room, you know, like I guess shining the lights on in the rooms, like bitch, we see you. He even had guns left with without the safety on it on her pillows. He even wrote her a poem saying, "Hey, once you lived, now you died," or some shit like what? So yeah, so this man literally has lost his fucking mind. So with that being said, David and all of Princess Latifa's friends have been trying to really, and this is Marcus. That's Marcus. That's her. That's her cousin. Now, when he was little girls, and he was talking about when they were little girls how they would play, and then now because of all the trauma, all the stuff, now he's a man. But whatever, I don't care about that. I'm saying he really he's seen both sides and both that firsthand of it, and he came forward to really explain how they have been treated bad and they was in prison. But Princess Latifa, gorgeous girl, I hope she's alive, because the reason why I'm saying that is because it's over 7 months has passed now, since last year. 7 months has passed since they haven't had any actual text message, video content from her. And they've been getting video content from her. So they're wondering if somebody literally, what am I trying to say? Found her phone in her room, and if they punished her for that, because it's no contact. So David, the lawyers, everybody, this has gotten on CNN to the point to where even human rights activists 7 months ago in Geneva was like, no, we are going to figure out what's going on, because the United Arab Emirates have not given any proof of life since those text messages 7 months ago. So we are in April, guys. We're in April of 2021, and this woman has not been heard of. I'm praying for the best. I'm praying that maybe they found her phone and she's alive and that's it. I don't know what else to say. Also, they haven't found her sister either. Her sister is 2018. They haven't found her sister. I don't know, guys. It's looking really, really fucked up with her. I just want you guys to pray for this woman. I want you guys to know that this is a very serious matter. Now, I am telling you guys this through credibility as well, because Princess Latifa talks about how her dad is not a good man at all. She talks about how, she talks about how this man basically is a killer. They know, like, he killed her aunt when they was younger. It's actually his brother's wife. Latifa says she talked too much, and I think the woman just was outspoken, and her dad didn't like it, and he killed the woman. They said they know he's a murderer. They know he actually has done horrible things. He's accused of kidnapping. His viewpoint of how he deals with women is just horrible. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. It's just a lot. And guys, I just really want you guys to take this seriously, because you guys have Instagram models that want to go over there. Not saying I love that y'all go over there. I'm not saying I hate on y'all. I'm just saying be careful, because as women, your rights are completely different over there. And she just wanted to be educated. She just wanted Western women rights, and she just wanted to be free. Like I said, Marta Jurado, she is one of the people that did the briefing in Geneva, and she's actually fighting for her. She's one of the spokespersons. She's telling We need proof of her life. We need proof of her life. We need to know her medical conditions. And really, people now are getting to the point to where they're like, no, we're going to come over to the house ourselves. We're going to see where she's living. We're going to talk to her ourselves. Because her dad keeps claiming that she's okay. He keeps saying, oh, she's fine. She's just in the house. She's doing whatever. He keeps saying that, and that's not cool. So, guys, pray for her, guys. And with that being said, I know this was a really long video, but I really hope you guys enjoyed it. We're doing things a little different around here, so these videos will be a little bit longer, especially on these international matters. This is a real whole special. So, I do want to leave you with a quote, guys. I do want to leave you with some positivity. But I do want you guys to really think about, when you think about these countries and these people and their rights, people are really suffering. This man is a multi-billionaire, okay? His son is fine. One of his sons is fine. I follow him on Instagram. He fine. The thing about it is, they're crazy. His daughter, his own flesh and blood, he's beating her. He has her locked up in a tower. If she's alive, I hope that woman's alive. Because that means not only did he murder her, he's probably murdered the sister, and even Princess Hyatt, the other wife, the youngest wife, who's now divorcing him. She talks about she's scared for her life, her daughter's life, because she sees what he's done to his sisters, all this other stuff, guys. Please, literally, guys, take heed. Don't spend your money over there. I hope Kanye buys up Dubai because he's worth as much as this nigga. I hope they get some money going. I hope you guys collectively go by and re-rule Dubai because this shit is not cool. Nobody should not ever feel like they cannot get educated or not feel like they should do something or feel like they can free themselves. With that being said, I want to spread you guys with some quotes of love. This says, spread love everywhere you go. Let no one ever come to you without leaving happier. And that is from Mother Teresa. So I want you guys to be happy. I usually say some, fuck you shit on this video, but, some stuff, but it is some people I would like to say fuck you to. One of the bitches is named Nicole, fuck you. But, and not Nicole I went to school with, this Nicole I used to work at Shelby County Government with, fuck you, bitch. But, anyway, with that being said, yeah, you guys, please, keep it clean, keep it safe. You guys make sure that, spread love, treat your children right, treat your family right, think twice about what you're doing and what you're going to. Dubai is a city of glamour and love. I'm not hating on it. I mean, not saying love, I'm saying of glamour, but is it really spreading love? Like, what are we doing here? So, yeah, but keep it safe, guys. And once again, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter if you're not already. Twitter is going to be Cali Caviar 7. And guys, let me know what you think of this video. Love you guys.